Hi, it's Nørgaard. So today I'm doing a new makeup tutorial on the look I'm wearing right now, and I am in freaking love with this look. So I'm using my Lipland Amrezy Retrograde liquid lipstick, and Amrezy, if you by any chance should be watching this, I love this stuff. It's the bomb. Great job. So yeah, I did a heavy beat, so if you want to see how I created this look, then here comes the tutorial. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to address two things. First of all, the sound. I live in the city and they are currently building over there, so that's that pounding noise you can hear, and I do apologize for that. It has been going on since 9 o'clock this morning when I woke up, and it's now 3 in the afternoon and I don't know when they will stop, so I'm going to film now and we're going to see how it goes. So ignore it if you can, if not then yell at me. Second thing, do you guys see this on my fucking nose? My nose has been sore for the past week, and at first I just thought I had bumped it into something. Like I thought I had gotten a little punch on my nose maybe because it was so sore. But then yesterday I woke up and I had this giant red spot. So it already looks better today, but I mean you can definitely still see it. So let's go ahead and cover that up with some makeup. I'm going to use two different Makeup Forever primers today. So I'm going to use the mattifying primer throughout the T-zone and then the smoothing primer on my cheeks. So I get it on the forehead, on the nose, on the chin, and then also right here on the sides of the nose. And I just massage it in with my fingers. Then I use the other primer on the cheek area. As you guys can hear, the noise stopped, but I don't know if they're just taking a break or if they're actually done, because they have been taking breaks throughout the day. But let's hope it's over with. So I'm going to prime my I still have stuff on my nose, oh my god. I'm going to prime my under eyes with my e.l.f. Hydrating Under Eye Primer. This is great stuff. This is a great dupe for the Smashbox Under Eye Primer. They work basically the same in my opinion. I'm also going to prep my lips just with some lip balm. This is the Lip Smacker in the Coca-Cola flavor. I love this. So I'm just applying that. Prepping the lips before my liquid lipstick. My foundation today is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the color Porcelain 110. And I have on an all white outfit, so if I spill this foundation, oh, it's going to be a mess. I actually think they stopped completely. I'm so happy. Like that pounding noise has been so bad, like it has literally vibrated in my apartment. I was eating at my dinner table and the table was like vibrating, like oh, and I just remembered I forgot to wet my beauty blender, so I guess I'll have to use a brush because I don't feel like moving. So I'm just using this brush that I got in the 10-piece set from eBay. I love the brushes. They were so ridiculously affordable and they work great. No, it's back. Damn it. Anyways, as I was saying, these brushes are so great. I definitely don't think you have to buy expensive foundation brushes because these work just as well as my Sigma brush. And now hopefully this foundation can cover up my big ol' red nose, feeling like Rudolph in April. And I just slightly blend it down on the jawline. Since I am wearing this choker style jumpsuit and it's white, I don't want to get foundation on it. So then I apply my second layer and then I just go ahead and tap this in. And you do have to work a little bit quickly with this foundation because it does set. And I love the fact that it sets, but you just have to be aware of it, especially if you do your entire face at one time like I do. So moving on to concealer, I'm going to use the Maybelline Instant Age Refined Eraser Dark Circles Treatment Concealer in the color Fair. So I pop this on underneath my eyes and I do use this quite generously. It is a good coverage concealer, but it's very thin in consistency. So yeah, I just pop it everywhere. And I've really been liking to do my smile lines lately, and I also do a little bit down the nose. I'm kind of nervous to do the nose because I don't want to disrupt my foundation, but we can do a little bit. So I use a little W7 Power Puff to blend out the concealer. I'm really hoping that I will get a tan this summer, because I mean, I like being pale and pasty, I really do, but I miss being tan. This just blends directly into my foundation. It's almost the same exact color. So I'm still obsessed with my powder combination. So I'm starting out with e.l.f. Undereye HD powder. Look up, apply a generous amount. I have found that this is the only thing that works if I don't want my concealer to crease. So it is kind of a heavier approach, but it really works. And I also apply this powder right around my nostrils, because my foundation tends to not stay as well right here. And as per usual, I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me powder in Ivory, and I'm going to hook that up on my concealer. And then I mix Ivory with Nude Beige, Nude Beige. And this is what I use for the rest of my face. So I'm going to bronze and contour with NARS Laguna bronzer, and it looks like so. So I go ahead with big circular motions and I start applying that to my cheeks. And I kind of bring it onto the apple of the cheek as well. Especially for today's look, since I'm doing a very dark lip, so I don't want too much color on my face. And I'm kind of going for quite a bronzed look today, but I'm kind of always going for a bronzed look. And then I do the jaw. Like, I want you guys to see the before and after. Can you see? So this is my jaw before any contour. So now let me add a little bit. Can you guys see the difference? And now to contour, I'm using the same bronzer, and I'm holding my brush more like this instead of like this. And I'm just going right in the hollow of my cheek, and then do the nose. And then let's go ahead and blend. So I'm going to add a little bit of a neutral blush. So I'm going to use this one by Tarte, and it looks like so, and it's called Exposed. And that goes right here on the apple of my cheek. And I just blend it backwards into the contour. And I also just blend this in. So I'm going to try a new trick today, and that is to apply a finishing spray before my highlights. I'm going to see if that like intensifies my highlights. So I'm going to use the NYX Dewy finishing spray. So for highlight, I'm going to mix this Becca highlighter, and this one is called Opal. It looks like so. And because this is a little bit dark for me, I'm going to mix in some MAC Lightscapade. So I'm going to apply that right here. And I'm also bringing it up right here and up over my brow. And I'm going to add the same mixture on my nose and above my lips. So I'm going to blend that in with my contour brush and my bronzing brush. It's the same brush. And then I'm going to set my face again. Okay, so before I do my eyes today, I'm actually going to do my lips, since my lips are the focus point for this tutorial. But first I have to do something about these eyebrows. So I'm just brushing some of all this gunk out of my brows. And then I'm removing the foundation from my lips. And then I'm going to go in with my Lipland Amrezy liquid lipstick in the color Retrograde. And this is a dark as fuck color, so pray for me. And I am overlining my lips to make them look bigger. So your girl got a little carried away, So I'm going to clean it up with some concealer, and I think that's really important when you're working with such a dark, intense color. So here is the lipstick. It's not perfect, but my lips aren't perfect, so YOLO. So let's do the eyes. So I'm going to use Wet n Wild's Color Icon brow pencil in the color Brunette to do it better. So I'm just filling in my eyebrows with this pencil. And this is quite a soft eyebrow pencil, so you have to be a little bit careful. And you guys, I remember this pencil as being soft, but damn, it's ultra soft, like toilet paper soft. So of course right in the front I'm going to use e.l.f's eyebrow kit in Ash, and let's just take a moment to appreciate my makeup in its current state. So I'm just adding a little bit of the powder from the e.l.f. eyebrow kit right here in the very inner part of my brows, and then I'm going to clean that up with concealer as well. Then blend it downwards onto the lid. So brows are on, and I'm going to set them with some Technique Natural Lashes mascara, and I'm going to carefully run this through my eyebrows. I don't want to disturb all the hard work I just did, but on the other hand I do want to keep my brows in place all day. For primer, I'm going to use a paint pot. This is Soft Ochre, and paint pots are by MAC. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of that on the eyelid using my finger. So to start my eye look, I'm going to apply my face highlighters on my brow bone. Then for eyeshadows, I'm going to use my Master Palette by Mario from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to take the color Kim right here, bronzy color. And I'm going to use the brush that comes with the palette, and I'm applying this color all over the eyelid. As you can see, they are so pigmented. And once I have the color on, I go ahead and I fade it upwards into the crease, and I make sure I keep this cat eye shape. Then I take this dark warm brown called Violetta, and I use the same brush and I apply this in the outer corner, and then I slowly start blending the color into the crease, and I use the other end of the brush, which is a little blending brush, and I use that to blend it out. So again I apply it in the outer corner, and then I slowly work it in, and then I use the blending brush and I go ahead and blend it all out. So I'm taking the color right next to Violetta, this one, it's called Isabel, and I'm going to use that in the inner crease. So I just apply that right in here on both eyes. So to highlight my inner corner, I'm going to use this really shimmery color called Fifth Avenue, and I'm using this little brush from Essence to apply this. So I just kind of circle it around right on my tear duct. So now I'm applying the color Kim that we used on the eyelid. I'm applying that along the lower lash line, and I'm smoking it down pretty far because I want kind of a intense look. And then in the outer corner I'm using the darkest color. So now we're done with the eyeshadows, and I'm going to do my liquid liner. I'm using this one called Makeup Gallery Pro Liquid Liner, and I'm going to do a typical cat eye. And I am doing an intense eyeliner since I am doing an overall intense eye look. So with some big thick cat eyes on, I'm going to apply some eyeliner to my waterlines. I am going to use the Maybelline Master Drama eyeliner. So I'm going to apply this to my upper waterline and then on the bottom waterline. So now I'm curling my lashes. And I'm going to add this amplified mascara by Primark to my lashes. Love this stuff. Shout out to Steph for getting it for me. So I apply a single coat to my top lashes and a single coat to my bottom lashes. And to make my mascara waterproof, I am going to use the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. I used this the other day and it is really great at making my mascara waterproof. So here we go. I'm kind of squinting because I don't know if my mascara on my bottom lashes is dry yet and I don't want it to transfer down on my under eye area. And the reason why I tried out this Little Black Primer from Estee Lauder instead of just sticking to my regular e.l.f. waterproof mascara top coat is because, first of all, they discontinued the e.l.f. mascara waterproof mascara top coat, so you guys can't get it really easily. And furthermore, it leaves my lashes looking kind of gray because it is like a transparent color. So yeah, this one, since this Estee Lauder thing is black, it doesn't do that. But of course the downside to this is that it's so much more expensive than the e.l.f. one. So final step is the lash, and I'm going to use House of Lashes Iconics today. So I'm using Duo Lash Glue and my tweezers, and I just go ahead and apply these lashes. And these lashes by House of Lashes are quite dramatic, which is what I want because I'm going for that whole dramatic look, and I think a dramatic eye and lip looks best with a dramatic lash to complement it. So that's why I'm not using like Adele Wispies like I used in my last tutorial, the one with the e.l.f. Butter Pecan eyeshadow duo, because it would just kind of get lost in all the eyeliner and all the eyeshadow. So now I go over the lash band. And I also apply a little more of the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer to kind of, you know, blend my lashes together. My fake and my real lashes. Okay, so here you guys have the finished look. And I might as well say it right now, I'm really feeling myself. I think this look is so fucking bomb. You guys know I love a heavy beats. So yeah, this is my look using my Lipland Amrezy Retrograde liquid lipstick. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video. So take care and bye bye.